Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving straight into a monumental federal lawsuit against Meta that could, quite literally, rewrite the rules of the entire internet. We are looking at a defining moment in social media history, a moment where the very mechanics of the apps we use every single day, and specifically how those designs target and affect children, are being put on trial. If you've ever wondered why it's just so hard to put your phone down, or if you've worried about how these addictive platforms are impacting younger generations, well, this is exactly where those concerns collide with the justice system.
$200 billion. Let that number sink in for a second. That is a staggering amount of money, and it's roughly what 29 state attorneys general are going after in a massive federal bellwether case against Meta that's unfolding right now in Oakland, California. The states are pursuing consumer protection violations. Now, if you're not familiar, a bellwether case essentially means this is the test run. The judge's ruling here is expected to set the tone for thousands of other pending cases across the country. So if this trial doesn't go Meta's way, the financial implications are absolutely massive.
But the stakes here are much more than just financial. They're incredibly emotional. Outside the courthouse, victims' families are protesting. They're arguing that these tech giants have built literal empires on the exploitation of kids. Their sentiment is perfectly captured by this quote: "We got a third of the planet on their products. They broke our brains, all of them." The core allegation is that Meta knowingly designed its products to keep children addicted, all while actively misleading the public about those very risks. Prosecutors are arguing that these companies essentially hid behind outdated laws, while everyday families lived with the visceral, real-world consequences of platforms explicitly designed to hook vulnerable, developing minds.
Section 1. Addictive by design, and how these features specifically target the brain.
To really grasp how we ended up in this Oakland courtroom, we have to look at the sheer momentum the states have built up. Meta has already faced some massive legal hurdles this year. They recently lost a trial in Los Angeles that was centered specifically on youth mental health, and then that was followed by another loss in New Mexico regarding deceptive product design. This brutal losing streak leads us directly into this grueling 5 to 7 week trial. The plaintiffs have incredible momentum right now, and they are leveraging it to put Meta's specific app design choices under a harsh microscope.
And here's exactly what's under that microscope. The states are directly demanding that Meta change core features of its apps, specifically things like infinite scroll and autoplay videos. During opening arguments, the state's legal team flat out accused Meta of prioritizing profits over the safety of children. Their argument is that Meta's financial success depends entirely on keeping kids glued to the app, which meant knowingly developing engagement tactics that short-circuit the impulse control of young, developing brains.
Take the infinite scroll, for example. I mean, we've all been there, right? You swipe away an hour and it feels like 5 minutes. But the state AGs are claiming this isn't just a convenient layout choice. It is a calculated, dangerous tool. By deliberately removing natural stopping points, the design inherently hooks those developing brains, mimicking the exact psychological mechanisms of a slot machine. The states are arguing in court that this conduct isn't just deceptive, it's downright dangerous, and most importantly, it's illegal. They argue Meta had a legal and moral obligation to consider the safety of young users when designing these configurations, rather than just endlessly optimizing for engagement.
And you know, this perfectly captures a massive shift happening in the legal world right now. For years, the debate around social media was almost entirely about content moderation, what users were actually allowed to post. This trial represents a major pivot away from the content itself, and instead focuses strictly on product design liability. It's about the algorithms, it's about the company's engagement tactics. The states are basically looking at how the law has long protected kids in physical, private spaces, and they're trying to lift and shift those exact same protections into the digital world.
Section 2. Meta's defense, and a different perspective on the evidence.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. In court, you've got the exact same internal data and memos being presented, but they're being interpreted in wildly different ways. On one hand, the state attorneys general point to internal platform data as proof of a rapacious company prioritizing profit over kids. But Meta, they flip that narrative entirely. In their opening statements, Meta argued that those very same internal memos are actually documented evidence of their extensive, proactive efforts to study and protect their youngest users.
Meta is pushing back incredibly hard here. They've stated that they've already implemented numerous safety features for minors, arguing that the state AGs offer no actual proof that anyone was misled. Furthermore, Meta claims the states are pointing to totally benign features, like simply allowing someone to have an additional Instagram account and claiming that somehow harms residents. Crucially, Meta feels they are being singled out and penalized for industry-wide challenges. Things like age verification, for example, are a struggle for the entire internet, not just Meta. And they argue it's totally unfair to place the entirety of that legal burden squarely on their shoulders.
Section 3. The ripple effect, and the ramifications for the entire internet.
Because, make no mistake, the rest of big tech is watching Oakland very, very closely. And they are probably sweating. If the states prevail here, companies like YouTube, Snap, and TikTok could wake up to a completely new legal reality. Anytime a court gets into the business of deciding what product features are allowed to exist, it poses a significant risk to the core business model of these apps. Think about it. If courts force these platforms to restrict design features like the infinite scroll or implement draconian age verification, the apps become less attractive to users. Engagement drops. And any changes that limit user engagement will have a massive, long-tail impact on their highly lucrative advertising revenues. They would essentially have to completely rethink how to keep growing.
And man, all of this domestic legal jeopardy, it's hitting at the exact same time Meta is facing an unprecedented wave of global pressure. While they're fighting state by state in the US, legislators across Europe and Australia are actively drafting laws that would outright ban social media access for teenagers under 16. Now, actually enforcing a ban like that is incredibly challenging, but it shows you the unified global momentum building against current social media product designs.
For Mark Zuckerberg and his executive team, the timing is just brutal. On one hand, their legal department is bogged down defending against literally thousands of youth safety lawsuits across the country. On the other hand, leadership desperately wants to pivot. Zuckerberg is working around the clock right now to build a competitive artificial intelligence business for both consumers and enterprise clients. Having to fight an existential crisis over how Instagram and Facebook are designed is a massive distraction from making Meta a dominant player in the AI revolution.
Which brings up a really fascinating point from legal experts who are monitoring this bellwether trial. Because the plaintiffs are testing so many different legal theories, importing physical protections into the digital world, focusing on design rather than content. The map is heavily stacked against big tech. To keep operating the exact way they do today, the social media giants basically have to run the table. They have to win every single one of these lawsuits. And as legal analysts point out, that strikes almost everyone as an extremely difficult, if not completely impossible challenge.
Which leaves us with a massive, lingering question to wrap up this explainer. This Oakland trial is really just the beginning. If Meta loses, it could force a massive wave of settlements, or, highly likely, an appeal that takes us all the way to the Supreme Court. If the courts definitively ruled that features designed to keep us scrolling are fundamentally illegal because of how they harm developing kids' brains, we have to ask, is this the end of the infinite scroll? Will this trial be the moment that fundamentally rewrites the rules of the internet, changing how every single one of us interacts with our screens? Keep an eye on Oakland, because the way you use your phone might never be the same again.